Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand, and today on the show we have another couple. I haven't had too many couples, but every once in a while I sneak one in. And today it's Mac and Tracy. They are from M and T Woodworking, and they're awesome. I had a great sit down with them. We had a guest host join us, Nelia from Red Barn DIY, which I thought was really fun to have her back because when they were on the show, her and her husband, they both had COVID, and I felt bad. Like, they still wanted to record, and they did it all really well, but the spunk wasn't there. So now y'all get to see Nelia at her finest, and she was a great co-host. We got to find out a bunch about Mac and Tracy, and just got to goof around a lot. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and a huge thank you to the sponsor, Sabretooth, for supporting me not only with my podcast, my other podcasts I do for them, and my life. I really appreciate this company. They are amazing, and their tools are top notch. Like, I wouldn't work for them if I didn't think that they sell the finest power carving tools. So go check those out. NIGHTCARVER 10 in all caps will save you 10%. All right, on with the show.
Oh, hello. Hi. How's it going? I have a guest host here. I don't know if you guys know this guest host at all.
I don't at all.
No, Nelia? No?
Not at all. No. Hello, friends.
Hi.
Mac's like, get me out of here.
Two of these crazy women I gotta talk to. Listen, I believe it. I feel like Tracy would do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely good at bribing.
Well, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
So did you really bribe? Like, what was the bribe?
Whiskey.
Love it.
This one is one of our favorites. It is mango habanero.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got like a nice little sweet spice.
You got Tiff and I both with that. We both turned like, ooh, that could be good.
Well, I used to love whiskey. It was really good, but I don't know. I've been allergic to alcohol for 10 years, so I haven't had a drink in 10 years. Yes, but I had a fond appreciation of whiskey.
I did like the mango spice rum. That's the Kahlua kind of style. That one's good too if you like mango.
Yeah, I love mango.
That's good.
This one likes the spice.
Wants to have it feel a burn as they consume.
Liquid courage, that's all we need around here. At least 2 out of 4 is drinking. That's what matters.
Yeah, we may have started, drinking a little while ago. Just a little.
It's appropriate. I pregame too. It's very important. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. We did some light stocking.
Okay.
I think light's an understatement.
It was heavy.
I don't think there's such a thing as light stocking.
Just light.
I mean, I deep dived like a week ago, but
she's been preparing.
Doing extra research.
A lot of hairstyles were worn.
Yeah.
Yes, mostly by Tracy.
Mostly by Tracy.
Yeah, this one gave up on the hairstyles.
Great hairstyle. We're talking about.
Hey, Kofi
Just
wears
breezy.
the same one. It's good.
Easy breezy. Tracy, you're on your way to it. Don't
play. It gets shorter and shorter every time I get it cut.
I was like, she's talking smack, and I'm like, her hair is just like, what, a quarter inch longer?
Solid inch.
Yeah. Got some length.
Get the tape measure out, guys.
It's right over there.
I'm sure it's not far. We all have a tape measure on the dining table. It's all cool.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Literally sitting right next to me.
That's awesome.
I was plugging in things into my website today, getting ready for that show. So every time I wanted to make sure I knew what size the pride flags were to label it properly. I'm like, okay, I've got 3 of those.
18 inches.
Yes. You guys, I have my first callus from work being like a real full-time woodworker.
Oh,
wow. It's an accomplishment. I just wanted to let you know I noticed that.
You're earning your stripes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's really
least
feeling official now.
Right.
At least it's callous and not drawing blood. I mean, I feel like you're winning so far.
I'm doing good. Anyways, welcome to Maker Conversations.
It's good to be here. We're excited.
Good. I feel like I should just let Nelia run the show since she did the best stocking, but started off with a very different medium than you guys are currently using.
Yeah, we've been through a few things where we found one we liked.
We
Yeah,
consider ourselves pretty ADHD when it comes to the crafts.
Very
the
much.
crafts.
There may be a shame corner over in the closet with some abandoned mediums.
We've tried a lot of things.
Tell me more.
Felting. That was
a solid good week though. That was a lot of fun.
Where you literally are like just stabbing things into shape, like
Yeah.
that kind of. Okay.
I actually made a Santa hat for my T-Rex toy, so it worked out.
It was a useful craft.
yeah. A lot of aggression to get out. Tiny
I
little.
was gonna say you really have to like.
Yeah, for like an hour
Yeah.
straight. So that
And
was
you made a hat for your T-Rex.
It's
even got a strap so it doesn't fall off.
If they're gonna spend an hour working, they're gonna make a T-Rex for their hat
Absolutely.
for their toys.
Absolutely. My cat hates it. It's great.
Oh God. I hope it's out then. Is it out already?
Not yet.
No,
We
not yet.
decorate on Black Friday or
Black
right
Friday.
after Thanksgiving dinner.
Not before then.
I have no ritual. It's like whenever the kids make me pull it out, essentially.
That
So it could be at
sense.
any moment.
Yeah, seriously. So it ended up being today. Today was that day.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. I got to
That's
bust out my
awesome.
fancy ornaments from Haven. I was like, woo.
Ooh.
You saw the ladies. I don't know if you guys follow any like DIY accounts, but they're all working with like the King of Christmas crew. So they all have like these posts that they're doing where it's just like all cute and elegant. So that's why I was like in my stories. I'm like, just got my ornament.
Tiff's trying. That's really what matters here.
I
Just
felt,
wants to be one of the gang.
yeah, I wrote the word night instead of might though, so it wasn't. I had typo, but I had no energy to fix that. No energy.
Oh well. It
It's
is.
not-
That just makes
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one extra little lump, no one will notice. They'll just think it's a pen.
Oh god.
For
Good.
sure. I love the pep talk here.
Yes, yeah, really
It's all
appreciate
about
it.
support.
Gonna go re-record a few reels. I did actually. I showed Sam from Woolly Petals a reel that I recorded, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. She goes, no, you need to record it again. And I'm like, I appreciate the honesty.
There you go.
If
I
anyone's gonna
appreciate
give you
the
straight up,
honesty.
it's Sam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel
Her
unsure about
unfiltered is
this.
a superpower.
Sometimes you gotta give it to that one friend that you'll know will just give you that cold hard truth.
Yes.
But
Very
anyways, we were
valuable.
stalking you guys, and the crocheting lasted quite a while though. Out of anything,
Yeah, I did crochet a lot for a number of years. I got really into making amigurinis, which are like the little figurines, the little stuffed animals.
mm-hmm.
Got really into that. Made a gigantic jellyfish. That thing is massive.
Oh,
Mac
there's
really
that.
loves it, huh?
I do. I made her make it for me. It's great. The cat stole it though, so. But it's named Squishy, and it sits in the corner.
Is
It's
it?
like a-
It's
it's
not
like
the
an
closet
ornament.
corner, right?
Not
Like
the
it's
closet
not-
corner. No.
The living room corner. Not the closet of things.
It has its own home.
It does.
Yes.
That's where it lives.
When we
That's
moved into
cool.
the house, we're like, where are we going to put Squishy? That's the first piece of furniture we need to figure out.
Yes. Always.
That's amazing.
I like how that was a high priority.
It
Oh, yeah.
was. That thing took forever to make.
Not, yeah,
How-
about a month.
How big is it? A month is a long time for a project like that, though, especially if you were doing it every day or something. Only a
Yeah.
month for
Yeah.
4 hours a day.
I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
Just
That was
caffeine.
Easy
You taught me how to make
breezy.
the tentacles. It wasn't that much.
Yeah, you did all the tentacles.
I didn't do all of them.
You did a lot of the tentacles. So the
Was-
tentacles are like 10-foot long, and the body of the jellyfish, I
It's
can't even get.
I think it's like a 3-foot like diameter.
That's
radius. I don't know.
That's
huge.
It's
big.
I know the
massive.
circles.
How big's your house that you could just give away a 3-foot corner? My gosh.
It
Living in luxury.
It ain't that big.
It's
Trust
the
me.
cat room.
it takes up like a
This is a
quarter
cat.
of the living room.
We can put an extra chair there or have squishy. That's the option.
It sounds like you made the right call based
We
on
did.
what you guys love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a conversation piece.
Oh, absolutely. It's gonna go in this.
I'll
Well,
give
and
it
you
a few
guys
years,
dabble
it'll be-
in a lot of different stuff, right? Because I saw only 2 posts on some like spray art for spray
Oh,
paint.
yeah.
We did that for about 2 days, 3 days.
2 weekends.
Solid weekends.
2 weekends.
I have a piece of one of the nicer ones that turned out in this room. All the rest of them, I think we gave away or lost in the move.
We lost a lot. Well, it's really easy to make them. It's not so easy to make them good. So that was the trade-off. It was fun though.
So after you kind of had like a love-hate relationship over 2 weekends with it, you're like, nah, wipe this off and let's move on to wood.
We did do a little woodworking at that time. We lived in an apartment, so we had one circular saw and a drill.
Yeah.
And would cut things off of our front porch and then work on it on the kitchen table.
Yeah, it was a good time.
There's a few makers that still have that kind of setup though, and they're rocking it. So
Yeah.
You should
I mean, it
see
worked
my
for when we
dining
had it.
table.
Yeah.
you should see
And then
my
they did
dining
one
room
more
table.
stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
half of
cool.
it's like CNC cutout stuff that's waiting to be dealt with or whatever paint. You know the
Mhm.
drill. Like it's just
Yeah.
there. I probably have a
There.
tape measure on it too. Who knows?
Plus
I
a
guess-
pencil, because those will always,
Always
disappear.
useful.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not because of kids.
Oh, fair. Yeah, we don't have that.
No.
Yeah, you just have cats, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think
Although they do
steal.
steal pencils, so you still got to watch out for that.
See,
Or
I don't trust
pepperoni.
cats. I just don't
Yeah, you
trust
can't
them.
trust cats.
No.
Essie's staring at me from across the room.
See,
Yeah. One of them was
they know.
stubborn and stayed in the room, so he may make an appearance at some point.
That's quite all right. We like ghosts. Ghosts. We like. I'm looking at a ghost behind the thing for one of the things you made for Halloween. Speaking of which, so it looks like for those Halloween boxes with the candles that go inside that you kind of
Yeah.
scrolled out, you've been making those for a long time. Like this isn't your first rodeo.
Yeah, I thought that it was
We
their
made
first
'em-
time too recently, and I was like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah, last fall was the first time.
The first time?
Yeah, we've only been making those for 2 years.
Oh,
Oh, and the Christmas ones too, because you're just like, yes, Halloween, yes, Christmas.
Yes.
Yep.
We had so many people that we sold Halloween ones to. They're like, "Are you making Christmas ones?" I was like, yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
are."
It's
And then
awesome.
we had people that are like, "Oh, how about Valentine's and St. Patrick's?" And I was like, "No, we're tapping out."
well, then
I
you'll
mean, I could
never
make
have a
one for you,
moment.
I guess.
Yeah. Then you open that window, the one-offs.
Right? Yeah. Specialty box.
I mean,
collections.
you can really learn a lot with the specialty one-offs. So I wouldn't downplay them, but you never
fair.
know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So between the two of you, then who spends more time in the shop, or do you equally spend as much time? Because I see one maybe, on social media a little bit more, and maybe one person is working behind the scenes and carrying the team. I don't
I'd
know.
like to tag in on this that I've noticed a bit of a theme with Tracy. She likes to record people working.
That's true.
I think that's her specialty.
Yeah.
We're all good at our own areas, and mine might be behind the camera sometimes.
I've just been messing with her. The best pose, like, would you say if you have a porch takedown, just have some lesbian friends come over? And I go, wow, Tracy, I see a lot of people working. Where are you? Are you just behind the camera? She's like,
Yeah.
somebody had a document.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're demoing a deck and all hands are literally on deck, someone's got to document that shit.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Thanks.
All right. I'll leave you guys alone. But seriously, who is in the shop more now? I am curious.
I feel like it's pretty even.
Yeah.
It's pretty even. We get during the weekdays, usually it's just one or the other. And then on the weekend, we're both in there crushing it together, usually in separate sides. Mac built a second
space.
workbench. Yeah, we need our space. Mac definitely built a second workbench, and I think that was to get me to the other side of the garage.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe.
Huh.
I'm just gonna put it over here.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's attach it to the other
It's on
wall.
wheels, so you can move it.
Not the second half. That you attach directly to the wall. On the
You
other side of
wanted
the
that.
garage.
You asked for that.
Well, let's not get into specifics.
Yeah,
Here.
see, blame me.
Yeah, babe, please bolt this to the wall. Then you hold it against them later. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the
Jeez.
first time.
Yeah, drink your
That's
whiskey.
If I drink my whiskey, I can't say anything incriminating.
Not yet.
Good Lord.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Finish that cup.
Yeah, right?
So,
So you guys got like a Cricut, right? Is that kind of what happened with the, because you kind of had a transition from string art on wood to then actually making like signage, and it looked like you started moving a little bit more into getting more crafty with that. Is that because you bought a house?
Yeah, the house was a big catalyst for that. We bought a silhouette, so that helped kind of get into like the wood sign and like doing things with vinyl.
Mhm.
Living in the apartments, there wasn't as much room. And in this house, we dedicated an entire room just to crafting. So we were
Nice.
able to branch out and explore. I'd find something to obsess over and be like, do you want to do this too? Is this for us?
Yeah.
And then right after, like the spring after we bought the house, Max started doing woodworking, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that you're building stuff out there. Teach me how to do that too.
so is that what kind of started it out? Is like Mac, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go build something, and then you just decided to do that?
Well, it all started when we play a lot of tabletop games, and we had one we bought a bunch of expansions for, and it didn't fit in the box anymore. So I was like, I'm just gonna build a box, totally fine. So I built one, and then I wood burned it, and I realized how much fun that was. So then it just kept going.
That's awesome. How many boxes have you made now?
I've only made probably like half a dozen boxes.
We
That's not too
made a
bad.
couple end tables, a
Those
couple,
aren't boxes.
but the drawers are like boxes.
Okay.
Drawers are basically boxes,
Lidless boxes.
lidless boxes.
But yeah, I've made a couple tables, a couple nightstands, a couple other things.
That's cool. I
Oh,
never
so
had the
do you
desire
like
to build.
building?
Yeah, I would say I like what brought
Yeah.
that on.
What about,
Just
like, it more or
Confident
less
that you would
together?
just be able to whip it out, or like have you done woodworking before that?
No, I Googled some stuff and was like, that looks like something I could do. I've always liked sculpture, so I was like, this is just a different medium to try it with. So
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
kind of worked
awesome.
out.
I just
Turns out I
like
wasn't that terrible at it, so I just kept going.
Turns out the things didn't fall apart immediately.
Just like it did with clay, or explode in the oven, like it did with clay.
So one of the things we got into was working with like polymer clay.
Mhm.
And Mac built this immaculate shark, like sculptured, did the whole polymer clay stuff with it. And when we went to go cook it in the oven, because it was sculpty, it melted. It just completely puddled. And we have no idea what happened. We even reached out to the company and we're like, why did this melt? Like, that's your product literally isn't supposed to melt in the oven. And they were like, user error, our bad. Sorry about your oven.
Yeah, it totally
That was
ruined
it.
the oven. Completely
Wow.
ruined the oven. It was in a rental too, so that was perfect.
Sounds like you've had a lot of mishaps, and I can see why you have a closet of shame.
Yes.
It helps out though if a
Yeah,
friend needs
hard.
something, we probably have it.
Yeah. And surprisingly, like the closet of shame isn't a lot of things we were bad at. We just found other things we wanted to do also and haven't gotten back to it. I have a whole watercolor water palette setup and painted some really cool things and then put it in a box and have yet to touch it again.
Once it gets put away, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I used to do that at one point. Oh, it's been 10 years.
That's fair. I mean, you know what's nice though is like you said, like you have items for friends or whatever if they're needing something, or you could just like if you want to paint or draw it, you can just whip out those pieces. But it sounds like you guys have really found your passion within the woodworking kind of realm. And that's why we're here today, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's been a long journey to get here, but woodworking has been the thing we've held on to for the longest stretch of time.
It doesn't look like it's gonna go anywhere either. And I can see like just the power carving addition to it has been really fun to watch you guys do. Like that shark tooth, first of all, was ridiculous.
Thank you.
That was
That was a
cool.
lot of fun.
I was like, that's
was
a
fun.
really fun thing to carve as your first item. You know?
I like to pick out of the box more difficult things on my first project, apparently.
Yeah.
It works out sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, the other person isn't documenting things when it doesn't work out, right? So it's just like hush hush.
Oh no, she documents.
I document it all.
Well, that's smart. Everything's content, right?
Yes, everything is content.
See, when you asked your question, you asked how often are you in the shop? You didn't ask how often are you working in the shop. You got to really get specific here.
Oh, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I'd say it's about 50-50.
Mostly
There's
just
definitely
looking
a lot
at
of
the
time.
wood.
You got to take inventory. That's someone's job.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a whole administrative back end to woodworking.
Yeah,
yeah.
Kofi wouldn't know anything about that.
He's just the talent.
He's the talent in the reels, you know, shaking away, doing their thing. So speaking of like shaking and doing things in reels, so we see like Tracy a little bit more, but when Mac, when are you gonna get in there a little bit more?
No, not my thing.
I like that you're a silent partner, though. If you're not
I'm
into
helping
it,
you, but I'm not going to go out of I won't remind you of it. I came up with the idea, and if you forget, that's on you.
Oh, I'm not going to forget. You came up with an idea. We're filming it.
I hope it's just like Mac in the background, just going no, walking away, just very
Just throwing everything in the
trying
air.
to get them on film and just no.
No.
We do that sometimes in the back of each other's reels, like that extra little attention to detail for something. It's just like really funny.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Especially when people notice it, they're like, oh, watch what's going on back there.
Makes you watch it a few more times.
Yeah.
Extra views.
You got to bump those views.
Exactly. Hey, we know how to play the game.
Right?
Absolutely.
We got you, Instagram. We know your secrets. Until
know,
you
we
change
know-
them in 13 seconds.
I was gonna say, you know their secrets because I sure don't.
No. I don't think they know their secrets.
No.
That's
It's all good. So in terms, I saw your logo was designed like in-house by like your team. How'd that come about?
That's all you.
I don't know. The logo. I know I did it. I just don't know. Did we discuss how we were going to do it?
No,
Did you
I
just
pretty
whip
much
it out?
said, this is our business name. Let's make something cool. And then you do a lot of the design work.
I guess that's true. Probably collaborated on that one.
You sent me mock-ups, and then I approved which ones
It
I
is
liked.
cool that it's like a square though, like you know what I mean? It kind of like
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the dimension of it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
I
what we
was-
were going for, kind of almost like a joinery
Yeah.
corner to it.
A butt
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to slide some woodworking talk in here.
Butt joints, they're real.
Yeah. They're real.
You're very real.
Well,
You definitely do a lot of the design work.
Yeah, I kind of went to school for it, so that kind of makes sense.
let's
So
talk
when you say
about that, yeah.
design work, yeah, are we talking like you're just drawing everything like Procreate style, or are we doing more intense things? Like, what are you talking about?
I do a lot. I sketch a lot, but then I use like Inkscape to kind of actually draft it out and then go from there. I'm not great at drawing. I'm just great at drawing enough to get my point across and then make it better on the computer. So
That's fair. I mean, not all of us have those tools and
Exactly.
capability, right?
That's
Yeah.
true. I
Like
don't
you
have
asked me to sketch something by hand, it's going to take me a little bit, but like I can scroll that thing out faster and paint it. Then I'm going to be happy with
Oh.
my sketch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the computer is the nice like step in the middle. Inkscape is very useful for that.
Yeah. Especially the digital undo button. It's not as easy as
very
with
helpful.
a pencil.
It's
That's
the best
awesome.
tool.
So you're providing like mock-ups with every single kind of like quote that's coming out the door kind of thing, or how are you doing your processes?
Yeah, for mine, I always send mock-ups because I don't know, I like approvals before I don't want to put a bunch of work into the woodworking part if you're not gonna like it. So I want to make sure you're good with it ahead of time. So yeah, I mock up every single thing I do for if it's a custom order. It's for me sometimes I'll just like the shark teeth, I kind of just wing it.
You definitely just
I printed out a picture and I was like, I could probably make that. And I did. It worked out okay. Not bad, right?
Yeah, we should talk about how you design the lakes. Your process.
That was actually going to be one of my
that's fair.
questions, because like how do you do those? Because it's like, is it preset in the map that you kind of chosen?
There's a really handy fishing map that covers most of the eastern United States. So it's really easy to find like depth information for a bunch of different lakes. And I kind of like extrapolate the best like layers out of that to make the depth lakes, but keep it like actual, not just like, I'm just gonna swing this together, it's fine. But like I try and stay factual with it, but sometimes it's more difficult with how intense the lakes can be, I guess. I don't know.
Have you ever thought of experimenting with your lake stuff, but then adding in epoxy and like
I really want to try that. I really want to try that. I had a plan to do it, and then I got more custom orders. So I got to get those done first before I can, every time. But that sounds like I do want to try that.
I think it would be really cool, especially because
agree.
you guys have talked about other stuff. Imagine some like battleship pieces in there.
Oh my
I could
God.
see a 3D printer in there for you, and you printing your own things. Like I could see it happening.
So you both work full-time jobs, right? On top of all this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Full-time jobs. I also go to school. So it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and then you're taking custom orders, and then you guys do markets too, right?
We've done a couple markets. We're not doing any this holiday season.
Good for you.
But during the summertime, we do a local farmers market. And then a local brewery it's called the Bazaar.
Bazaar.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool because it's out in their beer garden. It's in the middle of summer, so it's really nice weather. And it's just like a fun, unique market show to do.
It's a lot of fun.
Is that what you make a lot of your whiskey pieces for? I've noticed you made a number of those.
Yeah. I made the first set for the Bazaar, and they turned out awesome. So I just made 3 more sets and sold 2 of them before I even got them listed.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
They look great though. So yeah.
It's one of the few things that I've designed from like start to finish, just complete process on that. So I definitely cherish my whiskey glasses. Plus we're huge whiskey fans, so it just really fits in. It really does.
That's perfect.
That's awesome.
It's nice to find some markets that you enjoy doing, because if you do all that work, it's got to be worth it.
Yeah.
You can't be miserable at them. I've done some where I'm just like, never again. Take that off the list.
Scratch that one off for the future.
Yeah. I want it to be a good time. I want to enjoy my time there, not just be either like just sweating the whole time. Where I'm just like, why did I book an August show? Like, what was I doing?
Yeah, that gets hot. It real hot.
Yeah.
We bring like a little portable fan.
Ball. I know. I need one. I don't have one. I do need one.
That's
highly recommend.
Yeah.
Comes in handy.
Yeah.
Oh, now I need a portable fan.
It's amazing.
Listen, it's Black Friday's coming up. It's a good time to go shopping. Well, at least for us.
Yeah.
I'll still buy it.
Yeah.
I have a link into the US. I can get one.
Ooh, she's got a link into the US.
Ooh.
She's ordering stuff to send to your guys' house to be over there in 5 hours.
It's a quick drive. We'll meet you halfway.
There you go.
Easy peasy. We'll have lunch.
You didn't know, but yeah, you're her gateway in.
We'll talk later.
Well, planer, jointer, and bandsaw, I think, are the top three.
The lathe. I
And
want
a
a lathe.
lathe. A lathe would be dope.
I really want a lathe.
Talk about a new addiction right there.
You're right.
And that's a
People who
heavy
turn,
addiction.
they don't stop once they start. Yeah. I've been
Tabletop
noticing
size,
this.
you get a small one. It doesn't matter. Make pens, sure.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's gonna be like a large
Yeah.
one to do a bulk.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I feel you though. I really want a lathe as well. Like that would probably be my next thing, but I've been told that it's too messy and that I'm not allowed that level
You
of
live
Oh,
messy
on a
shop.
You don't need
farm.
that kind of
You got
negativity.
land.
I don't live on a farm. No, I got a little garage. My
Nope.
family.
Not in that picture of your logo there. You got a barn.
Well, that just means my marketing's been doing perfect.
There you go.
I've seen a trailer once. Now I know it's like your dad or your neighbor. I don't know.
I just rent that so I could do it for the gram.
She's all about branding.
Hey,
Shooting on site today.
hey, every time somebody has those like weird things, like, oh, 3 things about you or whatever, and one of them is like 2 truths and a lie. And I always put like we have 50 pets. And then people don't believe that we
That
have
you don't.
50 pets. And someone was like multiple people were like, you have 50 chickens. And I was like, obviously my branding is working, because if you think we have chickens, then that's fantastic. You've never seen a chicken before.
But you
Never
assume.
seen a chicken.
No, never. And it's like it's just 50 fish, and it's just because all the fry.
Oh,
It's like,
freaky.
Very tricky. In my head, I'm like, is it cows? Like sheep? What do you have?
What could you possibly have 50
Even
of?
knowing apparently you don't have a barn.
I know. I was like, where are these sheep living?
yeah, you
In my
never
head.
know, right? And that's what's awesome about it. So, well, for me, like we chose the red barn because I did grow up on a tobacco farm. So we had a white barn and a red barn. And when we were starting to think of names, I was like, oh, it'd be cool if we got wood from the red barn because it's breaking down and whatever. And the barn board would be so cool, but it's just so rotten we couldn't do anything. And I was like, let's just name it Red Barn. And then it's like, okay, but there's so many red barns. I was like, DIY. And that's how we came to our name.
Nice.
DIY.
Well, it's not like M and T is more creative. So
You guys
What
really
could
tried
represent
hard,
both
huh?
of us?
So in terms of art, I see 2 pieces even just behind you in your house. You already have like squishy in the corner and all those things. But
Mhm.
like, so how much of your wall space is actually taken up by your own art, or do you have other artists in your home too?
I think this is the only room that has our artwork in it.
No, the living room has
Oh,
string
no.
art.
Oh, yeah, it's got my string art too.
Mac made a Pennywise themed string art with like the SS Georgie, and we used vinyl to like make it look like it had like a blood river. And then I made like sea creature art, so like a turtle
Oh, yeah,
and
your Humboldt squid.
yeah,
I think it's sweet. We have a lot of other people's art outside of this room, though.
yeah. There's
And
a lot of
puzzles. We have lots of puzzles.
I do enjoy though. You kind of blushed a bit, Mac, when she was talking about the river being bloody red and stuff. And I'm just like, I've made one of those too. I'm sitting there like, yeah.
Oh, it's more just like, don't let everybody know that I like all this death and morbid things.
Oh no,
There's
you're
nothing
talking
wrong
to the
with
right
that.
person over
you're
here.
in the right room. If I
Yeah.
could tilt. I can't get all the way over there. There's a Chucky over there in the corner. I
Oh,
can't
nice.
get to. I'm like, I can't get to my Chucky.
I mean, your logo is a gravestone, and your
I know
other
there's a
logo is
tombstone
a
on my
zombie
chest.
hand.
Yeah.
Good point. Solid
Yeah,
point.
yeah. You're on the right podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, big Pennywise fan. I do like
So
the-
where do you guys see yourselves going? Like, are you gonna make merch for your like Instagram friends to like rep in their shops? Are you guys like looking at doing specific things? Are you on the same trend as what you're doing now?
I definitely want to get merch made.
Absolutely.
Haven't really sorted through that. It's on my list. But eventually merch. And then continuing exploring all areas of like woodwork. I want to try and find a way to like support other makers. So I've been doing accounting school, so maybe I can help like bookkeeping for people, or maybe I can make merch for people or ourselves. There's definitely a lot of different routes that I've been thinking about.
Oh, I'm strictly on the. I like making legs. I want to get into carving. I like making legs. I want to get a lathe. That's where I'm at.
At least you have a clear
I
direction.
am selfish.
No,
I'm
but
all
you know what
about,
you
okay,
want.
what will make the business grow? What will make things efficient? How will we, make this whole thing happen?
Well,
And
to
then,
be
you're
honest,
like, in the garage.
you're
I'll make
lucky
things
to
and you
have
can
that
sell it.
because you do need somebody working while somebody's doing all the other stuff. Like to
For
have
sure.
somebody do that and to be able to split responsibilities is huge. Like I can't get my husband to film me for 3 seconds. It's like, babe, come here. He's like, what do you want? Okay, what kind of angle? What is that? Okay, what is that good? Am I good? Can I go now? Like you're just like, all right, thanks. That was a pleasurable experience.
His fingers in the way the whole time.
Yeah.
not
I'm starting to ask my
focused.
kids, but then it's like this.
No.
My son Easton filmed me doing the screws on replacing a door the other day. And the first one he got great. As we got to the third screw, it was off camera. You just saw the camera going like that. And I'm just like, buddy, you just hold it there for 3 screws. Like it's not that hard.
Oh my god.
Kids, man, 6 years old. Oh, this is exhausting. I have to go sit down. It's like,
Oh no.
I don't know when I'm gonna have my camera crew.
You just need extra tripods. Replace all your family with.
I have 3 of them.
No, she's gonna get like one of those little drones and it's gonna just fly around you all day and
There
just
you
film
go.
you
They
all
would
day.
probably do that. They would operate the drone for me probably seamlessly because it's like a video game, you know?
Right? Yeah.
True. I
Probably
feel
add
like
in
you
some,
need to
like-
purchase this now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Add in some like pew pew noises.
It would be great.
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, but it sounds like you guys are already complimenting each other, and whether it's in the shop or outside the shop, like you kind of have a good balance. You know your jobs and you're doing them well. And you're crossing over in each other's paths when you have to. And that's like honestly the best way to kind of like drive in that kind of partnership. Like speaking from my own
I was gonna
selfish
say,
way.
you have the perfect
I-
experience of it. You have you and
Yeah.
Kofi. Yeah.
Yeah, like we do, like, Kofi wasn't always in front of the camera, and now eventually, that reel got him, and he eventually like started coming in because at first I was told no, hands only. Eventually I started getting a face. And
She's
then
trying to get Tracy some hope. Don't do it.
Not
Mac
too
is
much
firmly
hope.
footed with this no.
I am a Capricorn and I am stubborn.
either way, you have to play on your strengths. And it's sometimes hard for, I think, other makers who are just like pushing themselves like solo, like if Tiff needs 3 seconds for a photo and how hard it is, but at
It
least you
is.
have somebody else to help you out with even like, oh, does this sound okay before I send it to the client? Or like, is this quote good enough? Or should we add more to it? Having that balance is so important. And that's what's so nice sometimes within the space to
Yeah.
see couples who are working together and doing those things and trying
Oh, yeah.
things out.
I'm so thankful she's good at the back end stuff, contacting clients and all that. That's not me in the slightest at all. So I'm very happy that you are great with that.
Well, good. All my years in customer service is actually starting to pay off.
Yeah, I didn't spend any time in customer service and I hate people. So this is absolutely fantastic.
Now we see why you hide in the shop.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Or flip off the camera. They know that there's people on the other side watching.
I don't like that. I appreciate them, not fans.
Yeah, but it's now a persona. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's like a thing. When are you
It's
going to
an
see
expected
certain
behavior.
motions?
Yeah, exactly. If you get a peek of Mac, you know what you're gonna get.
I like the cryptid status I have. Just hang on to that for as long as I can.
I don't know.
Well,
you
after this comes
expose
out, I'm
yourself.
sorry.
You're very
I tried getting out of this,
exposed.
trust me, several times.
I tried letting you out, but Tracy was like, no. So sorry.
You were excited about it
When?
I asked you. Okay, so to be fair,
I'm sorry. That was so pointed and I totally started this stare down. But Mac gives a really good stare
I thought
down.
Mac was going to walk off.
I was like, I'd be scared if I had that at me right now. That
We
was
should work on
intense.
her
it does not
I-
work. Yeah.
No, she was just smiling.
the entire time.
I am unfazed.
She's like, yeah, I've seen that face before. Does
So what
nothing.
had happened was
Oh,
I
there we
texted
go.
Mac that I was like, hey, do you want to be on this podcast? And they wrote back yes.
I said maybe.
No,
Oh,
that's
you
a
did say
yes.
maybe.
That's
That's
a
a
yes.
And then you bugged me about it for the next
Listen, you
3
know how
days.
Tracy was desperately wanting a yes, and a maybe is just a yes. You know what you put yourself through.
Yeah. A maybe is just a yes waiting for it.
And
Yeah, when
and
you badger me for it.
are we so terrible?
No, you're not. And
Yeah.
luckily I'd spoken to you before, so I
Yes.
was kind of all right.
Yeah.
But again, you just dropped the phone off to me and left.
Oh yeah.
She totally did.
Wait, what? Were you like
I
on?
was on a call with Tracy, just hanging out in Clubhouse, I think.
Yeah.
And she went into the shop and was just like, Mac, here, hold this. I'll be right back. And just left me and Mac together. And we had a lovely conversation, but it was just funny. She came back in the room and we're like, oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking. Like, why are you bothering us now? And now we're in this conversation.
Yeah, right? Rude.
Right? How dare you come back so efficiently?
Yeah. I was only gone like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Well, apparently they became the best of friends in
Yeah.
2 minutes. So I'd watch
Right.
out.
You should
They
have taken
both like
longer.
horror. They both like those things. I don't know.
Yeah, like kind of worked out great.
Right? It was Halloween time. Perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You caught me on a good day.
Yeah.
She knew she could get away with it at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm
I
curious.
may have
though-
had to drop the phone and run to make it happen.
You legitimately did run out of the garage.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, right?
I
Exactly.
had headphones in. I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, just got that sneak attack.
Here, hold this. Bye.
Now you better watch out. That's what's gonna happen with everything.
Yeah, I've never taken the phone again. Ever. Nope.
In fact, I'm gonna dip out for a second. You got this, okay?
And that's how the episode ended. Okay,
I
so
really-
before we let you go, I want to know with like the, getting a lathe, where do you guys want to go in the future with this whole thing? Like, is this something you want to continue just to do on the side? Are you trying to go to something bigger? I know kind of Tracy's heart is she wants to like maybe part-time it or something or kind of blend in, but like, what's your future with this?
So I would definitely love for the woodworking to be more forefront for both of us. If that means me doing part-time administrative stuff and then part-time woodworking stuff to get things prepped so that way you can do more woodworking, that'd be awesome.
I agree with that. I don't want to lose my day job. I actually kind of enjoy my job.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
I do not feel the same.
that's obvious. So for me, like, if you were able to work part-time or just work on our business and make it easier for me to just go in the garage and work on things, I'd be totally okay with that.
They're like settled. We now know
Yep.
our future.
You can make
Thanks
the
for
lumber runs.
thanks for this
Yeah, I can do the
podcast.
prep work. I'll
I
do
feel
all
like
the
we
social
did make a
media.
really big break in their business right there.
And marriage. This is like a counseling session. We
Yeah,
actually
right.
charge you to come on the show.
Oh, that's what that bill was.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes
Remember that
sense.
fine
Yeah.
print you signed?
Yeah, I probably should read all the terms and conditions
sure.
before checking
Well,
the box.
considering you run the money, yeah, you should.
I was just gonna say that.
That's the downside. She controls everything
I
too.
do. Yeah, all the business stuff is primarily in my name.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
the
have a
same
part
here.
of our business account.
No, it's just me.
I have yet to get paid for anything I actually have done.
I paid you.
That does not count.
Ooh, I wonder what the currency was. Oh, spicy at the end of the show. The drinks have been drunk.
Maybe on cup 2 already.
Ooh, getting really wild.
This is now empty.
Oh yeah, that was like half full an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
I don't know time.
It was half full this evening, and now it is all empty.
Mac just goes, I know no time.
I'm still not even sure what year it is. So.
Well,
That
This
happens
is why
with
she does the
COVID.
numbers.
To be honest, like I always worked in a field where I was at least planning a month ahead or so. So I don't know what year it is because I'm planning Workbench Con, which is in 2023, and I keep thinking it's like 2024 next year. I'm getting so confused because I keep seeing 2023 on things. So I'm like, I don't know what year it is anymore.
yeah.
See, at my work, I'm working 2 years in the past, so everything I work
wow.
on has 2020 on it. So I do legitimately forget what year.
Don't know. No, you really do fall into that phase. I never knew what day it was because of my job. For 16 years, I didn't know what day it was.
Is it a Tuesday? It feels like a Tuesday.
It
Exactly.
always feels like a Tuesday.
It always feels like a Tuesday. I
Not
got
quite.
mixed up on the year a couple weeks ago. I was wood burning the back of a coaster with the current year, and I put 2023. And it took me a solid 5 minutes to be like, why does that look weird?
And then you walk in the house, you're like, what year is it? Well, now I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I felt very Jumanji. What year is it?
I was like, don't put me on the spot. Turns out it's 2022.
So
just
you
for
guys
the
don't
record.
use your phones at all to check the time or to check the day.
That would have been smart.
It only tells me the date and the day of the week. It doesn't have a
Oh.
year on there.
Oh, it doesn't.
I had no reference.
Where'd you look at that?
I didn't think to open my phone further.
Also, when panic sets in, nothing makes sense.
Panic about the year.
So many little one-liners.
That's basically what Mac's made up of.
I like it.
One-liners.
I like it.
Tiff's not gonna know what to use for the cover of the show.
When panic sets in,
When panic sets.
nothing makes sense. It is actually really hard choosing what to make a promo. Can I tell you that? Because it kind of sets the tone for what the episode might be like. And sometimes I choose something that's educational. Sometimes I choose something that's funny. Sometimes I don't know. I just pick something random
You're
because
just
I'm
like,
tired.
I gotta get this done.
Because I'm tired.
Pick one spot where everyone's laughing and having a good time.
That's always. No one's never not having a good time over here.
That's fair.
Fact. Have you had a good time?
Yes,
Is it because of the whiskey?
maybe. It
And
doesn't
the lovely
hurt. I'll tell you that.
personalities.
All the best personalities.
I enjoyed this interview because I just got to sit back and relax while she did all the work. It was great.
Yeah.
I did tell you I was gonna bring it, so
Yeah. Well, we've got 7 minutes. What else you got? What's a hidden question that you haven't asked yet?
Well, I mean, you talked about lathe and stuff, but it seems like everybody else in terms of woodworking world, of course, is talking about laser, CNC. Are you guys also thinking that route as well? Or are you just kind of like mellowing out where you are now and thinking lathe? I mean, it's pretty bitchin', I'm not gonna lie, but it would make wood burning the year a lot easier.
I don't know. I like the way I do things. I like the way I do things, and I don't like change. So I'm not sure that's ever going to be a thing I do.
I actually asked them the other day if they were interested in like a tabletop laser to like help get things started. Maybe not make the cuts, but maybe draw the templates. And it was a resounding and quick, absolutely not.
No.
Mac,
fair,
that's
when I
how
was in
you're gonna get
college,
paid.
The number one rule was don't do anything. If the computer can do it, then you can do it. So if I can do it, why can't I just do it?
Yeah, I guess you can just do it.
Yeah.
How
And
much
that's
more
like-
time does it take for you to do it opposed to like having a program file that you can use the same thing? Like if you're making your whiskey ones because it's your design, your thing, how much time could that actually save you based on like an investment for something like that?
Oh, I would 100% put the whiskey glasses on a laser. It's for at least the pattern drawing because we use like carbon copy paper and like draw the outline on, and it would save me so much with like hand strength and
Wait, so
writing.
you don't glue it?
Oh, actually, for the whiskeys, I do glue it. For other designs,
I was gonna say just glue that shit on.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whiskey glasses I glue. Those ones I just completely glue on. But like I made a crow door hanger, and that one I traced the design onto the wood. And it was a terrible idea. It turned out great. The crow sign looks amazing.
It does look great.
But I definitely should have just glued that right onto the wood.
Well, it
I
sounds
enjoyed
like those
doing
are
the
like
tracing.
lesson learns. Like, well, it seems like the whiskey one you're like, building a lot more often because you have a need for it and your clients are obviously speaking to you that that's what they want, or they're finding people. But it's like, could that be your thing that you kind of like branch out and make it like a steady thing that's just like, yeah, I'm going to pump out like 30 of these bad boys because I know they're going to sell.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And like the whiskey glasses, I feel are so unique. I haven't seen a lot of other scroll artists do the whiskey glasses.
I haven't either, and I see a
yeah.
lot of artists all day. So
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And maybe that's the thing too, because like each lake is different.
Oh yeah.
Like I have done a couple repeat lakes, but like I like doing all the smaller, like, oh hey, I live on this tiny little lake over here. Can you do this one? Absolutely. So like it really wouldn't make sense to make. I guess I do make the template for it, but it's just easier just to just do a quick trace than I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
even if you were lasering it, it's no different than the other art, like those waves that you laser and put on top of each other with different colors. Like then you would, if you did have a tool like a laser that would cut out some of those things, you would have more time to create other cool things, but still get the money from the value of that you already put the skill in to learn for those other parts.
You didn't know
That's
she
fair.
took a job recently selling lasers. So she has
It
a
was like
coupon
sales
code.
pitch.
Yeah, if you'd like one later, she's got a code she can send you and a link.
If you want to sponsor me and provide us a laser, I'll be
Oh,
happy to test that out.
I bought a diode laser not that long ago this year. Kofi and I bought a 10-watt output diode laser. So we've been able to cut like really thin stuff, and that's all we wanted, like to make little cutouts for like ornaments, or if I want to like have a 1/8 text that I don't want to scroll because like who cares? And then I just chuck it on that little laser. It's actually a really big laser bed, I'm not gonna lie. But and we've
Those
even
things are big.
they are. That one
Yeah.
is huge. Like it's even bigger than some CO2 beds. But it's just like we did a whole mini corn board on it.
Cornhole.
Corn bowl. It's a
Corn
new
bowl.
game. I'm gonna invent it next year.
It'll be your unique.
It will be my unique thing.
She's like, I grow corn and now I make these corn balls.
Imagine if we do the pitchfork and kind of like view. Oh man, it'd be perfect.
Yes.
I'm gonna. What's funny is I have a reel of had some old content and I've used it for a different reel. Like Tiffany loved it because it was like farm girl, get yourself one or something.
Oh, yeah, when you're on the tractor.
I'm on a tractor
Get
and
yourself
things.
a farm girl.
Yeah. So I have a reel like waiting to post in like the next couple days because I'm down to my last 2. So I was just like, oh yeah, and that's because with our brand, it's like, oh yeah, let's put that out there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You gotta.
See, and she knows now like why I thought she had chickens too when I first met her. I was like, this girl has chickens.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
I
first
would.
post I saw was of the barn. I assumed chickens.
I fooled you once.
Yeah.
She gets you again.
Oh, no, that's not how it goes.
Oh my god. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And Mac, I appreciate you conquering a fear of coming out here and exposing yourself. It was fun.
One and only.
Yeah. Please don't expose yourself too often.
Never. Don't
You gotta
worry.
save that so it's shocking when it happens. You can't just go
Oh,
crazy
It's gonna be in
about it.
the back of a reel now.
Did
It's
you
gonna be a
catch?
piece of paper be like exposed and runs off. Please do that now. I want to see it. I'm gonna be stalking you even more.
There's a piece of paper that says the word no on it to continue the real.
I got a dry erase board. We can do so many.
Oh, it's a done deal.
Yes.
And get a
Sorry.
second one that just says no with several exclamation points behind it.
I'm gonna
A
scroll
constant
a really
one.
nice no.
Yeah, there you go.
You could scroll it out like a yes and no panel.
Just be a no
No.
and knower.
It'll just be a yes panel with dust and spider webs collected on it.
Not even finished putting together.
No.
Like just the pieces It'll end up in our corner of shame.
Yes,
It will.
exactly.
The no will get a lot of use though.
Max just making this the habit now at this point.
It sounds
I
like
wouldn't
it.
be
We're at
surprised if this weekend they make
Yeah, that might be a thing I'm gonna make this weekend. That sounds fun. Make one for work too.
Ooh, there you go. No.
Don't bother me. Just no.
I bet at work you're like the most friendliest person, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I sit by myself in the dark. It's great. No one bothers me. I love it.
People there love you.
I don't care.
She's oh my god. I don't
like how
care.
Tracy's just like, they love you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That makes no difference to me.
None whatsoever.
They're just the people I see.
I'm gonna make no
every
art
day.
and I'm gonna like it, and that's what matters.
Yes.
Oh god.
They know me.
Yeah.
Well, we do now. So
Yeah. And that is Mac in a nutshell.
All right. Good night.
Yep. Night, guys.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that episode getting to know Mac and Tracy, and I hope you go follow them, check them out. Anyways, I just want to share a few things going on in my life. We are gearing up for Workbench Con right now, and if you haven't grabbed your tickets, I do have a code that's going to save you $50. So use NIGHTCARVER at checkout and get yourself some money back, because tickets went back up. They're about $100 more than they were on the early bird tickets. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there is another pre-Zoom class coming on December 17th. And I am super excited because Sabretooth's going to be there, and Cecilia from the shop Wood Design is going to be there representing us, and it's going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait to go to her class and film her and just have a lot of fun chatting and learning from her, because she is one talented lady. All right, well, next guest will be whenever they come out. I hope you enjoy. I appreciate you guys all listening still, even though I can't promise when the next one will be, but they'll keep coming. And eventually I'll be back on a weekly schedule. But for now, just a huge thank you to the sponsor, Sabretooth Power Carving. They are amazing. I run their social for them. They let me record videos for them, and I do some fun live interviews with them. So make sure you're following their account, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.